Chris Ponte, Oregon Cop Watcher. We are at the Airport Way and Mason Court homeless camp, very clean homeless camp that was due for eviction by the city of Portland. And we just got word that the Rangers have showed up here to start evicting people and possibly making arrests on people that they have given exclusions to. Very clean camp. It's hidden out of the way. Which way are they coming in through?
I think they're heading up that way right now.
And as you see,
adventures are always more nervous when you're going through them than after.
very clean camp. Good.
It's
Hands off the homeless. Hands off the homeless.
Good morning, Steve. How's it going?
Hands off the homeless. Hands off the homeless. Hands off the homeless. Hands off the homeless.
And just having a
Hands off the
conversation.
homeless. Hands off the homeless.
Should we go back here a little bit so we can
Hands
talk?
off the homeless.
Sure.
Hands off the homeless. Hands off the homeless.
Jamie know to
Leave the homeless alone. Come on, man. Do what's right. Leave the homeless alone. Leave the homeless alone.
Got 2 Rangers so far.
Sleep outside. Sir, you want to go to the kitchen? Or no, how about the storage? The kitchen's full of people.
Wherever you guys lead us, the best.
All right.
Fuck.
Here we go.
I heard.
Come on, boss. Get in there with cameras, man. Go. Come on down, people. Actually, what we can do, do you guys, is this a private conversation, or do you guys
Not necessarily.
care?
I just
What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, Lisa, could you open up the back wall? And if you guys could just observe from over there, is that all right?
Right, come on over. Come on down.
I think we can. Yeah, exactly.
Prop that open. You know, I keep taking that down and it keeps coming back up.
Because we want it. Stop getting rid of my stuff.
Never mind, we'll talk about it later.
It goes in the office for paper.
Okay.
So, good morning again.
Good morning.
See that you have a lot of supporters with you this morning. That's a tip of the hat to your efforts out here to try to bring awareness to the needs of people. Currently, we're at the 4th stage of our process right now. We've indicated verbally, we gave a verbal indication that this area would not be.
Okay.
We made a verbal education on Monday. I believe it was Monday, Mike.
Yes, that's
That-
time Steve and I spoke.
That this area is not ideal for camping, particular with the watershed here. We came out on Tuesday, made contact with you. I think Mike made contact with Lisa on that first day.
Absolutely.
And we issued some written warnings for those that were here. Everyone's been here, has been completely respectful. We have returned, and as we always do, that same lines of respect. I think we talked about that multiple times.
Yep.
Yesterday we came back by again, issued verbal warnings again. Again, just asking that people voluntarily comply to move from this area. with the caveat that anybody that is staying in this current area does have beds designated that the Office of Homelessness has designated for them.
They had
specifically.
overnight beds at Right to Dream 2. There was nothing else offered.
Did you talk to Mark already?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so
Communications liaison,
Okay.
Bree
And do you know
Campbell.
any beds available in a tiny house community anywhere in town? Sir, please.
Okay.
So Mark is still working on whatever resources he has available specific for this site. Today is the day where we will issue exclusions as a part of our role.
now you did issue exclusions yesterday.
We didn't issue exclusions yesterday.
Yes, you did.
Did we issue
I
exclusions?
received.
There were some
Yes.
individuals.
Okay.
I received an exclusion and 2 others
Excuse me.
received
So
exclusions.
we did issue some that
Yes, sir.
previously received warnings. Today we're going to come back and issue those exclusions again today to those that have chose to remain on these grounds when it's not permissible to do so.
Okay.
So that's the next step that we're going to do today for those that are staying in the structures on this property. We're going to issue exclusions to those individuals and again give them time enough to gather their belongings, make a plan, coordinate with Mark Jolin or whoever resources are mobilizing for this effort so that they can transition out. And then from there, it's removed from our hands, and the city will initiate what response is going to be taken here in order to make sure that this area will be cleaned out.
So
Sorry,
let me,
you guys-
actually, guys, can I have?
Let us
the
finish
first
our
question,
conversation, please.
So is this a conversation or an interview?
This is actually this is a conversation with people observing.
okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So I'm just asking that that if you're offering or if you're giving exclusions today, then after those exclusions are given, is that what time that you're going to hand it over to the city and say, okay, we've done what we could do?
We still have time for people to make transitions. When exclusion is issued, we know that there's a lot of stuff out here. It's not going to be an immediate thing.
Okay.
So we'll give time. We'll talk to the people to figure out how long they'll actually need in order to make that
40
transition.
days.
A month.
So that's the process.
How long it
It's
takes
a
to
case
find
by
this
case
place?
basis.
Okay.
Can't find a place like that.
About a month.
Looking everywhere.
Okay.
I'm one of them, and I cannot find a place anywhere. They move us from everywhere. So it's gonna be a while.
All right. And so, Lisa, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Carrie, do you have any questions?
Oh no.
Dylan, Robert?
No questions.
What's the procedure as far as warning to exclusion? Is there any amount of given
So
time?
if you have not, if anybody has not received a warning yet, you get a warning.
She hasn't had a warning.
You get a warning yet. So
For individuals who have a tent
for individuals that have a tent,
and structure.
depends on if they've received a warning or an exclusion yet. I mean, we can't exclude anybody until we actually had a conversation to warn them first. So we give them an option to make a change in their choice, and if they choose not to make that change in their choice, then we issue a written warning.
Possible coercion with guns and cages.
Is it okay if Bree asks you a question?
Sure.
Hi. So is it going to be rapid response that would be removing belongings, or will that be the Multnomah County Sheriff with the
Inmate crew.
Those efforts are coordinated outside of our office. All we're responsible for, myself, Supervisor Harrison, and Supervisor Boyer, are the rangers that come here on the scene. Anything that happens outside of that is outside of our purview.
And those kind of questions for us, we need to be directed to Mark Ross, our
Yes.
PIO. Yes.
How do you determine who gets an exclusion then?
How do we determine when we issue exclusions citywide? It starts off first with somebody having the right information. So there could be a visitor that comes from out of town and just into the city for the first time. You don't slap an exclusion on them. You actually talk to them about why they're making the choice they make, give them the right information, and then give them the option to make the correct
Who do you
choice.
choose to contact then? Do you just walk up to anybody in a park and just explain the rules?
No, well, as park rangers, we're goodwill ambassadors. We make contact with people whether they're doing anything negative or not. So we'll go up and talk to individuals just to talk about the
Again, I guess I'm
vegetation.
just looking for more specific outlines on who you issue these exclusions to.
Well, again, It's a case by case basis, but in most cases, it's somebody that's violating a Title 20 code.
Which is
You can look on Portland online. It has the entire list of Title 20 codes. There's too many to
can you
me.
say me?
Actually, could I have one of the community members make a comment or ask something?
Yes.
Hi, guys. Do you have any suggestions of where we could possibly move this to, or where any of us could go, besides the normal?
Because we are a community, and
Yeah.
we would like to, if it's possible, we would like to move together to another place.
Yeah.
That's a great question, and again, you're asking questions that are bigger than the scope of services that our program provides.
Sir, didn't you stay 30 miles away yesterday?
I said yesterday that Oregon State, Oregon State Parks has campgrounds that are permissible.
Didn't you stay 30
How
miles
far
away
away is that?
yesterday, sir?
Estimate about 30 miles.
Thank you, sir.
I think the most permissible
Thank you, sir.
Oregon State camp is about 30 miles, but I don't know for
How do you
certain.
expect people to
Thank
get
you, sir.
services
I can't
that
get
far
around
away?
30 miles just
Yes,
to go to
sir.
my doctor's appointment.
So I just want to keep the focus on.
Thank you, sir.
I think so. Do you have any?
Well, I was thinking, you guys are rangers and cover a lot of territory. Why don't you know a place where you could go?
Well, for your particular case, it's a case by case basis. Are you a veteran? Are you Native American? Are you a
What does that
woman
matter?
with
We're
child? Those different answers to those questions actually allocates more or less resources that are available. So it's a case by case basis. There's not a magical wand that works for everybody.
Double talk.
But for anybody that is in your particular situations, if you are Native American, there are resources available for your community.
What about me, who's not Native American but disabled?
If you're a woman that is disabled, there are resources available for your community. I don't know what those are. 211 would be a good place to start
they don't
on
do
Play
it.
that.
devil's
They don't
advocate and
squat.
ask for the white male.
Excuse
But
me.
they're not telling you. There's always places that are chock full and they're not going to let you in anyway.
So I think this is kind of turned from a conversation to kind of
I apologize
questioning.
about that, but
It's no problem.
I just want to make sure that so folks, if we could stop any interruptions until the community members who are here, I want to make sure that their conversation
Their
comes
voice is
primary.
heard.
Okay.
Correct.
So
It just surprised me that the usual answers is the usual resources, and what are the usual resources? I always hear a lot about that, but what are they?
I mean, and for each individual staying here, we've been allowed to contact the Joint Office of Homelessness directly and see what we can do to directly resource particular individuals here. The answer is we don't have good answers. Everybody here does not have good answers, right? It's definitely beyond our personal authority. And the bigger questions really do need to be directed to our PIO and the
I
commission.
do just want to say that we do have a good answer. We can provide a stable place to live right here, right now, until housing is available, not just a shelter.
I do respect that.
Do you guys know how much land is available out there that isn't being used, that's just dilapidating, that's just going to waste, that we could just utilize and be left alone, and then this kind of stuff would stop happening? We'd stop paying out taxpayers' money to sweep us, to destroy all our belongings, to take all the money out of the people who donate the stuff to us because we can't afford it on our own. I'm 50 years old. It's time for you guys to get together and give us something we need, because we're human. We have a heartbeat.
Our folks have
I don't care what color we are, what gender we are. I don't care what our issues are. We're human, like everybody else, and we deserve the same respect.
And our folks who are here have